This episode of App Judgment is brought to you by GoDaddy.
Hello and welcome to another episode of App Judgment. I'm David Prager and I am joined by a very special guest. We have finally allowed another person other than Ron Richards to come on and talk about the Android platform. And the reason we're having him on, this resident expert, is because there is a brand new release of an app that's been available on the iPhone for, I don't know, 6+ million downloads. It's finally available on Android. And here to join me to talk about it is Zach Miner.
Oh, hi.
I just introduced you. I gave you a glowing introduction and disparaged you for having an Android app for the longest time.
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
not Android.
I was
device.
just playing Angry Birds on Android. It is a glorious day because I can finally do that. I don't have to have an iPhone. I'm sick and tired of all these iPhone users, rubbing it in about all these amazing games. And one of the most popular iPhone games, and the most fun in my opinion, is finally on the Android market.
And I will say, I reviewed Angry Birds when it first came out for the iPhone. I was happy to be one of the earliest ever users. And it's a very simple artillery-based game where you launch kamikaze birds using a physics engine at a bunch of pigs because the birds are pissed off at pigs. If you want to know more about the reason in the story and the original review, you can go back and look at this episode here of me. It's probably linkable in the show notes as well with the original review of the game. And I will say, after playing it on the iPhone through many dozens of levels and trying it out on the Android, the gameplay is the same. It's the same game. The experience, the user experience is the same. It's fantastic, but I do want to know what level you've gotten to.
Well, I've only gotten to level 16 because that's all there is right now. So it was the beta of the light version that came out today. So it's not an official final release for Android. It's just the beta of the light version. So there's going to be two versions: a light version, which is free and has maybe 20 or 30 levels, and then a premium version, which has however many the iPhone version has, right? Tons of levels. And they constantly add on more levels, right? So this is just a little taste of what the final product's going to be like. But man, it tastes so sweet.
So soon enough, I'm sure all the rest of the levels will be available on Android. There's been constantly adding new levels, new birds do different kinds of capabilities in the air. I'm really hoping that they'll launch some kind of an instant replay feature and a few other features like that. But another thing I'll also say is that I'm surprised it took them so long to transcode what was available on the iPhone to the tune of almost 7 million downloads at $1 per download. And which that also means that I'm really excited for the fact that if you happen to have an iPhone and an Android and you've never played the game, get it on the Android because Apple takes 30%. That means of the $7 or so million that Angry Birds has made by being at the top of the paid app list, probably about $2 million of those dollars have gone to Apple. If I'm doing my math right on reading the articles about the sales figures, which is kind of ridiculous. And I'll actually call out Apple for going a little. I think it's too much to take 30% of all these apps.
You heard it here first, people. David Prager calling out people in Apple.
But the Apple it's Apple's first move on having a superior game platform for mobile devices. They are the winner, I think. If you take out the Nintendo DS and that kind of stuff, if you're looking at a portable phone device, has more games and better games, period, than Android.
Well, there's still time to tell, okay? Let's forget about the big picture. Let's just be happy for what we have today. And what we have today is an amazing version of Angry Birds that plays great on Android. It's only available for Android 2.2 devices right now, but it's just as smooth and the physics feel just as great as the iPhone version.
And I think it shows that all of the best games are going to make sure that they're available for all devices, which I'm really excited about. And speaking of really popular games, apparently this game is popular enough that the Finnish company Rovio is thinking about talking to some movie production studios and turning it into a movie.
It's true. The Angry Birds movie is in development. We don't know yet if it's going to be made, but I think there's potential there. I'm saying it right now. I think the Angry Birds movie could be huge.
Well, with the Android release, this game is going to hit another surge of popularity. If you haven't tried it on iPhone or Android, at least download the light free version. Chances are you're going to pony up an extra $1 and get the full version. It's thoroughly addicting, thoroughly fun. That's it for this episode of App Judgment. I'm David Prager.
I'm Zach Miner.
And in the meantime, between now and the next episode, we encourage you to write us an email at appjudgment@revision3.com. You can also find us all over the web, including facebook.com/appjudgment, youtube.com/appjudgment, twitter.com/appjudgment, and I think, as far as I know, that might be all of them, but there's a ton of places. We want to get in touch with you on all of them. So come find us, and we'll see you next time.
And watch out, Apple. Prager's pissed.
Web hosting from GoDaddy.com includes 99.9% uptime, 24/7 support, and free access to hosting connection, the place to install over 30 free applications sure to help you get the most from your hosting plan and website. And remember, you can download GoDaddy's free iPhone, Android, or BlackBerry app to order right from your phone, manage your current domains, and more. Check out revision3.com/GoDaddy for a list of all the amazing GoDaddy deals from Revision 3. And for App Judgment fans, enter the code JUDGE8 to get 10% off your order.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. En algunos momentos vamos a empezar este episodio, porque no sé cómo decir episodio en español, este episodio de AppJudgment.